Okay everyone, my name is Antony Cummins. I'm a researcher. I deal with historical ninjutsu and historical samurai warfare. And today I've got a question for you. Would the Buddha kill a human being? Now, if you'd like to support me, please get yourself a copy of the Book of Bushido and I'll carry on after this. Right, so would the Buddha kill a human being? Would the Buddha take a weapon and stab it into another human, gut his heart out, or just slit his throat? Would Buddha do this? It seems like an easy question, but it's complicated. The reason I'm asking this is because I recently spoke to a Buddhist, and they were very nice, it was good, but a question came up, because I am on this search for what is original Buddhism versus what is like deemed to be Buddhism later on, even though it's thousands of years ago. Basically, I said, they studied a sword school, and I said, and they were very clear on their Buddhism. They said, I'm very devout on my Buddhist path and my intentions have to be correct. Okay. So I said, why do you study swordsmanship? And they said, well, it's because apparently, and he gave a story, the Buddha, when he was a bodhisattva, that's a being before Buddhahood, who has allegedly magical powers, could sense the minds of the people on a boat, and basically there was a murderer, and this man was going to murder everyone on the boat, so therefore they kill the murderer and everybody is saved. So that's okay. And the idea is that you take on the karma of that murderer so he doesn't have to. Which brings me to the question. In Buddhism, is that ever an excuse for killing? Now, this happens in Yagyu Shinkagyu. You have a lot of Buddhist traits with them. But basically, Yagyu Shinkagyu and other sword schools of Japan say that they practice the life-giving sword. And that is to kill one person to stop an evil happening. Or, like, for example, shoot Adolf Hitler to stop the war, if it would have worked, whatever. And logically, it seems very good. Yes, you should kill one person, so thousands, millions are saved. But the question comes to me, would Buddha do it? Would Jesus Christ do it? It's like Jesus Christ is walking down the road and he sees someone's about to murder someone, he just goes like, murder, death. Maybe it's in the scriptures, I don't know. Let me know. Do you know this story about the Buddha and the boat? I've never come across it before. But my point being is, we imagine what the Buddha would do. But in fact, we don't actually know ourselves, because the writings of the Buddha are so... and to be honest, it's really difficult to find out what the Buddha wrote, which is nothing, but what's close to what the Buddha said and was written down near his time, versus what came about after. All Buddhists, no matter who they are, will agree most of the Buddhist writings are written after the Buddha, not by the Buddha, by other people who write about the Buddha. The actual writings that are based on what the Buddha said, say these are the oral traditions of the Buddha, are much less than the writings which explain Buddhism from new people's point of view. So you can't go off the writings which explain Buddha, because they're just the views of real normal people who are not bodhisattvas, who are just monks in the past. It might be cool that they sat in old temples and monasteries, but they're actually just people. Whereas the Buddha is technically, I know the Bodhisattva is just a person, but you know what I mean, he's an enlightened being who's like, no guys, don't kill him on. Because this brought up the problem of karma. Now, karma, if you ask 5 people what is karma, you get 5 different answers, I promise you. Each different Buddhist theory says they have total different opinion on karma. And it's like, okay, what is karma? And actually, as I say, nobody agrees. But basically, so this idea that you're taking on somebody else's karma. But to me, the Buddha would be like, no, play out your own karma. You don't interfere with the law of karma. So you don't kill somebody else. You don't I don't go around and murder someone to take their karma, to interfere with their karmic journey, because they still have to pay off their karma. Do you know what I mean? In the end, you've all got to pay it. And by logic, the people on the boat are all paying off their karma by being murdered by the murderer. But some people in karma would say that's not karma. They would say karma doesn't work like that. But other people say karma does work like that. So even taking into account that modern, with the word we use, karma, take that away and go to the historical use of the word karma, there's still debate on what it means. So let me quickly round up. Would the Buddha openly murder, literally gut someone, poison someone, hack someone with an axe, because it was the right thing to do? Or would the Buddha say, kill me, I will be reincarnated? Or would he say to everyone on the boat, just die? you'll be reincarnated and you'll have paid off some karma and that's fine? Or would he take on that karma, murder that guy in front of everyone so that guy didn't have the karma, which is no lesson for that guy. He doesn't have to, so that guy, even though he's a murderer, has not learnt anything, he's just been murdered. So to me, it seems counter to the law of karma. So, but again, it depends on which karma you are going to choose. Now, I think I'm right in saying that karma exists before Buddhism, and it's in Jainism and people like that and places like that. I think even karma goes over to the Celtic Druids, and that's not one of those crazy hey-ho fairy things. I think they've proven that karma and reincarnation were part of that sort of Indo-European thing which created the foundation of Buddhism. So Indo-Europeans believed in this idea, but that's going a different way. It doesn't matter. We're inside of karma is before Buddhism. So what do you think, guys? Very quickly, don't just jump to the idea of Buddha's nice, so he wouldn't. We're actually talking about the historical Buddha and what he said. Would he do it? Versus the story of the boat is not from Buddha. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but the story of the boat is not found in the early works of Buddhism. I don't know if that's true, but I can't imagine it. Everything I've read that claims to be close to what the Buddha said is very, very practical, straightforward, very good stuff. But everything that's later and he's like, oh, this is a secret that Buddha taught, because there's lots of things that said the Buddha said this, but it's 2,000 or it's 1,000 years later when it came out. Do you know what I mean? You're like, okay, you know, it's like Jesus said this on a Wednesday, right? We can go and kill people. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like that. So anyway, guys, I don't, excuse me, I've got my cameras to have the COVID 4 times. Whoosh, strong like bull. So basically, what do you think, guys? It just was an interesting point that came up in a discussion, a side bit. What do you think? Would the Buddha openly gut someone in public and take out their entrails and throw them in the water? Do you know what I mean? What do you think? Please, if you want to support me, get yourself a copy of the Book of Bushido.